This conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
So I think now it's visible, right?
Yes.
So, right. So we were talking about this thing, right? So the point is, we were at the map stuff. Okay. Fine. So we are here. We were talking about this map, and so this is the one we have discussed in the last session. Map features or map properties, and then we have seen a simple application on map in the last session. Hope you remember, right? So now, what I have to do today, I should go with the implementation classes. When we talk about map has these implementation classes. One is hash map, the other one is a list map, and the other one is a sorted map. Okay, and sorted map is a trait. You know that. Even map is also a trait. All of us know that. This is also a trait. Okay. Next one. The other one is the last one is a tree map. So these are the implementation classes of map, which we have discussed in the. So which we have a high level analysis in the last session. Okay. So now, what should I do now? Let's start with hash map now. When you talk about hash map, what is this? So let us just quickly see the hierarchy before going to talk about this further things. So now, okay, like let's try here. Okay, so one is scalar. Anyhow, you know the hierarchy. I don't think it's new for you. And this is the one we are seeing, a simple one, which is from the actual documentation. Now you see this. This will be a bit slow because there is a. I think I am not working with the usual internet because there is a power cut here. So running through mobile internet. Okay. So now if you see here, this is the hierarchy. Now we have to focus on this part. You know, right? So if we look at this, this is the one which we are discussing right now, and we had a detailed discussion in the last session about this map stuff. So now today I just start with hash map. What is this? See, it's almost, it has similar features of map in sense like, you know, when you talk about map, what do you remember? A map is just to store data in the form of key and value pairs, you know, right? So usually it uses that entry which is in the form of key and value pairs. And you know very well, we had a clear discussion about that. Anyhow, I will quickly recap those things now. So what is that stuff is, I'm going to start with the hash map. So when you talk about anything about map, one thing is that any map does this. It is just to store data in the form of key and value pairs. Store data in the form of key and value pairs. That is the stuff. That is one. Okay, second thing, next point two is usually, you know, right, for given map we have this keys must be linked. Means we cannot have duplicate keys, but values can be duplicated. But right, values can be duplicated. Okay, so that is one more thing. And the insert node is not triggered. Probably we can, without any doubt, we can tell this. It's more like hash set. If you remember about hash set, right? Anybody remember hash set? Any idea, sir? So this is more like hash set. So insertion order is not preserved. And of course, what else? It's dynamic, no doubt about that. And then about heterogeneous, both keys and values can be heterogeneous. That's also important. Keys and values can be heterogeneous. That is heterogeneous. That is one more important stuff. Okay, that's about hash. And internally, it uses the underlying data structures. Probably it uses something called so hash table or the hash map itself. We can usually internally it uses hash tables. Okay, these maps, all this which is used to store data in the form of key and value pairs. And these guys use, you know, right, internally uses hash table. Even hash table is something which is used to store data in the form of keys and values. That's what the basic data structure. These, you know, right, this collection uses map collections uses as underlying data structures. But anyhow, so I'm talking from the experience of Java. I'm not saying this is 100% perfect, but as per the idea what I have, you know, right, the understanding, I'm trying to tell this. You know, right? Usually there is a technique called hashing. Even in hashing, people use this hash tables, right? So definitely, in all these cases, right? When you start from the this hashing kind of algorithms or anywhere, people uses this hash tables where this hash table store data in the form of key and value pairs. That's what happened here. Okay, so that is the point here, sir. All of you are clear, right? This is a simple idea about hash map and nothing else. We have to just quickly test it like these features. And like in the last session, we have seen like, you know, right, a few of the important stuff, how to create map, how to add some element or a key value pair to a map, and how to remove a key value pair from a map. While adding, we should use key value pair, but while removing, if we just pass key, the value of that key and that key both are removed. Okay, and then if you want to add right, merge one map with the other map, more than if you want to add more than one key value pair to another map to any to existing map, so then we can use this plus plus. Okay, and if you want to remove multiple key value pairs, you know, right, then we can apply minus, and you should pass this keys in a tuple. Okay, that is very important. And this method, you know, like key set gives us all these list of keys, you know, right, set of keys, sorry, and then values gives all the list of values. So this key set returns set actually, and values returns list actually. You know, if you ask me a question why like that, because usually keys cannot be duplicated. So keys won't have duplicates. As per that, internally this method is returning set. Okay, so and values can have duplicates. So we are adding it to a list. So that is the reason, nothing more than that. Is that clear, right? So what do we do right now? So we have to do one thing as I have completely removed stuff. I have to bring back Eclipse to the somewhere we have our Eclipse here, right? So is it here? Let me move it to the desktop first. Then after that, let me start it here itself. Oh my God. This is formatted, right? Then I should install JDK. Give me one time. Probably JDK should be there in my machine. Somewhere in the downloads. 1 minute. Where's this downloads? Yeah. Yeah, this is here. Okay. So let me install it. Just 2 minutes is enough for me. I don't need much time. So if we should start, right, if we should work with that Eclipse for scale, we need one is JDK, the other one is scale. Actually, I don't remember this. Otherwise, I would have done it before the session itself. Okay. So let me just quickly install this stuff. Yeah, plus plus is an operator. So you can see symbol there, right? Wherever there is a symbol, it's an operator. Sometimes some keywords also act as operators. Okay. Okay, let me finish this. And also, you need to install Scala as well. That is also important. So JDK alone is not sufficient. You need to go with the Scala installation also. I'm just checking where I'm going for the latest one, 2.13. Just give me 2 minutes, sir. Okay, now let's take Scala stuff here. Yeah, here. Let me quickly install Scala also. Because without these two, we cannot work with what is that, sir? We cannot work with say Eclipse for Scala. It needs both. Maybe you can use you can run Java, but only you can it works only for Java. But if you need Scala, before that this has to be installed. That is very important. Okay, right, success. So thanks for your patience. We're done, sir, and I think I don't need to wait now. So what I can do is I can close the stuff. Right. Okay. So meanwhile, what we do is we can just keep discussing the program. I can create it directly here itself. You know, right? What we have to do here, just testing only. We are not going too much into this now because we talk about it in the workaround session probably on Saturday or Sunday. Probably this weekend we'll plan that based on your comforts. So here, just change this to hash map. And don't forget to import that package. We need to import it, right? That immutable package has to be imported. So probably I can copy this because hash map needs importing. That's not default one, okay? And here I can simply say dot hash map. That is important, okay? And other things you can keep it like that, sir, because hash map works and all this stuff. We don't have a problem, you know, right? With these methods. I have quickly, we had a discussion. Okay, so probably, so you can see there now. So the system is ready for us now, perfect. We don't have a problem. So that's fine. So let me quickly check whether it is working. So there is something like, what is it? There is a compatibility issue. Okay. So no problem, I'll create a new project. New project. you can simply choose new. Yeah, you can choose Java project manager. Sure. This is a sure 1 minute, guys. Yeah, go to the Scala wizards here. Scala projects. So that's what I should do. So probably I just choose that. Now just give some name, something like big data. Scala. So then other step is same. Use the existing JRE. That's fine. Next, so that it will pick the latest Scala. That's what open. Just click on open perspective. When you have this kind of red arrow, red color here showing something red on your project, means something is wrong. Okay, you have to fix it, otherwise it won't build, your project won't be built. So probably I'll check it later. Now I don't want to take much time on this. So these are all troubleshooting things usually we face in the real time as well. Okay, and then you can choose something like Scala object. You can also add a package as well, because we didn't discuss the topic of package, but packaging is also one of the most important thing in a real-time thing. Okay, so anyhow, new Scala object, just give it as test and finish it. And now what you do is simply put your main here, and then not this, I'm sorry, this main. Okay, so then click test. Still I'm seeing the same issue. Okay, fine. Okay, probably I'm thinking it's because of the yeah, no issue. Scala interpreter, I think we should chase that. 1 minute, I'll fix this. So configure toolbar, and then libraries, library. It's not JRE, we have to choose Scala, and we can see straight to, because I installed 2.13, it has to show that somehow, so it's no problem. So and then apply, say apply and close. Let me see if it is going to work for me. Try to build it. Okay, and let me run. Scale over 2.1, it has to pick that actually, it's not picking. I'll do one thing, I understood. Probably this was set. So it's actually the version compatibility issue. Can you? So this one is a this. Okay. So there also this is actually working for 2.1. So I was taking your time. Okay. I didn't expect this. So I can also try here. We can try here. Like, meanwhile, we can work here. Something like object sum tester. So just take some. Okay. And then we can create something like alpha map equal to. So you don't need any new here. It uses compile and object hash map. You can keep adding data, one arrow, some ABC, two arrow marker, some BBC, three arrow. Just testing purpose. We don't need too much here. CBC. Meanwhile, until that. So this is a simple scenario, and then just print that map. That's enough. We don't need to get into that methods. We have already tested them. Then close this main, close this object, and validate it. Okay, I have an issue here. What is that? We should import, of course. One more thing is importing the package. That's what it's here. So first thing is we should apply importing, and that's important. Now you can copy this code and paste it here. Okay. So again, this is the problem with the command. I think we can do something like for this. Okay, now let me find it. Test. So we have the code here. This is not how to do it like that. Sorry, guys. Let me see if this is understood. Okay. Okay, now just test this couple of lines here. So this is enough till this near machine. You don't need more than that. Just test it. If you are tested, I'll go to the next topic. Then after that, no need, mother. So why to just because So only thing is it's the issue with the neuron. So finally print ln of map. Close it and close your test and enter. So object defined. Then you can simply say test.main of just we don't need to pass one array. Okay, what do we do? Here I can pass an array actually. Now you can see that, right? This is working. So that's what it is. So let me continue with this now. So tomorrow I'll fix it probably. Let me see if it is going to work. Meanwhile, got it right, sir? All of you are clear now, right?
So this is how hash map is. It's almost follows the same thing, except what that here insertion order is not preserved.
That is one thing. And duplicate keys are not allowed. Sorry, keys must be unique and values can be duplicated. Insertion order, anyhow, if you see here it is preserved, but yeah, it's not preserved. Okay, because usually it won't preserve. And if you see if there is a duplicate key, it is removed. And this is simple analysis. And you can keep adding how many your keys and values you want. You can keep adding to that also, right? So that's also one more thing here. And I think you can directly create map here. I don't think we need that object stuff or that, okay, because we have imported that thing, right? Map of one arrow mark, some ABC. I'm just quickly testing it. See there. We don't need what is that? This is how we try directly the Spark shell. Okay, when you are working with Spark commands in Spark shell. So if you just import that package, this structure is not necessary in the shell actually. Because it's not, we can run it as a simple right, it's interactive mode, right? We can test each line directly. Suppose if you are going to Eclipse, there you need a batch mode, you need that structure, that is very necessary. Okay, so that is also important to understand. Got it. Now I want to print this data. I can simply say print ln of map here, or print is also fine. You can see what your data here, right? I think I shouldn't have tried this structure, but it's fine. Okay, we come across things like that. So is this fine now? Why don't you test it yourself, sir? All of you are okay now? Is it clear, or anybody has any problem here? This is about what is this, sir? Hash map. Got it. And next one is maybe if you want to quickly check, like, to see whether insertion order is preserved or not, you can see something like two arrow mark or something like this, and comma, instead of 2 I am keeping here 5, and one more is here I am keeping 2, and then something like one more CCC, something like that. Now you see it won't preserve insertion order. Just let me test it now. Something like print ln of map, you see here. You can see there, right? Is it preserving insertion order? You can see there is some difference in the order. That's what happens with hash map. Okay, it's like hash set, which we have discussed in some other session, right? So that's how it works, sir. Is it visible to all of you, or the font is too low for you to see? Is that fine, sir? Is the font clear for all of you? Or anybody has issue with font? Okay, fine. So let's right. This is the idea about this. All of you have tested this, sir? All of you have tested? Okay, right. Next one, list map. Let's finish that too as well. So what is difference between map and hash map? See, that's what I am talking from the beginning. Sandeep, you see here, map is a trait which is a parent of hash. Okay, all the methods, all that stuff comes from map only to this hash map. Okay, so we are seeing that even the other parents are traversable and iterable. These are also parents of hash map. Okay. The next class is list map. Okay, let's talk about list map here. When you talk about list map, what is it, sir? Again, it is IMPL class of what? All this stuff. It is an IMPL class of what is it? Map, and then iterable, and then this traversable. Okay. Next one. Again, same thing, except one thing. Here you have to be, right, clear on one thing. What is that? Here insertion order is preserved. List map preserves insertion order. So other things are same. It doesn't change. It store data in the form of key and value pairs. Actually, we have to pass key value pair to these maps. That's what the purpose of map is. Okay, in the form of key and value pairs. Again, same thing. Keys must be unique. Values can be duplicated. Okay, keys must be unique. Whereas you can duplicate values. Okay, values can be duplicated. And then insertion order. This is one thing we have to be very clear on. This insertion order is preserved because you know why? For this is one thing we have to concentrate. Why? Because right, it's list map. It's not hash map or it's not tree map. It's list map. Internally, it uses linked list. The underlying data structure is linked list. So that's why what happens, sir? It preserves the insertion order. Okay, so because why, sir? It uses the underlying data structure as what, sir? Linked list and map. And you know the nature of linked list, right? It preserves the insertion order. That's why this is one important and dynamic, no doubt about this. Okay, that's the idea about list map. We can check it. We can quickly check this features here. Okay, what is that? Right. So let me just show you. You don't need to. Again, one thing you have to do is we should import that package. If you are testing here or in Eclipse anywhere, that package need to be imported, and that class needs to be imported. That is important. So what is that? I should use this import instead of hash map. I should use what, sir? I have to use list map. Okay, and this is called fully qualified. Whatever I am trying here. Generally, you can do one thing. What is it? When you put it here, if you don't know which class you want to import, you can just say that dot star. Usually, that what happened. It is not a member of. Okay, so this thing it's not relevant. Usually, we can put dot star. That is there. But here it is expecting completely, so I am taking it as a list map here. So now what you have to do, just create a list map object. Here you can see this. I'm creating list map here. You can see there. And when you print it, you don't see any change in the insertion order. You see that as is. The insertion order is as is, sir. You can see that. Can you find it? So that's the idea about list map. Other things are same, sir. We don't have an issue. Okay, unique values, keys will be unique. Values can be duplicated. So and it's dynamic. If you want, you can keep on adding. You can say something like map. One thing is map equal to map plus. If you want to add, say, right, overwrite the same object, you can say map equal to map plus. You can add a key value pair here, something like some 10 arrow marker, something like x, y, z, something like this. Reassign. Okay, it's expecting a val here. Usually we don't need that in Eclipse. Here it is asking that. No problem. Let me enter. recursive. This is a little strange here. Okay, no problem. It's expected type again. Remove this parenthesis somewhere. I wrote this. Oh, it's expecting parameters again. So one is int and the second one is a string. That's also right. You can also verify here. So it is type is mandatory here. It's expecting type also. What's happening? Okay. Let me put a parenthesis here. Val map. Okay, this is fine. It's a little strange here. Okay, no issues, stuff, all this stuff. So we know how to add it, right? I don't want to invest much time here. Let's move to the next one because we know that stuff, how to add, how to remove, we have seen all that stuff. So we can simply say like this. This is, we have used the same thing, but I don't see it's working, but fine. Just print it and see the output, whether it is preserving insertion or not. Other things you can test yourself, sir. Okay. Order may not change. This preserves the insertion order. Okay. That's what this set is, right? So maybe if you ask me generally in this case, I got your question. Well, the point is, whenever you know, when you come to this kind of stuff, okay. So point is, you are asking right order. If you try to add something here, what it will do is, it will try to add that at the end of the list, okay, or at the beginning of list, because it's list map, right? Probably try to prepend or append. That's what happens. But it will allow to add elements. We don't have a problem there. Okay, so that's not an issue there. Maybe you can try that in your Eclipse, okay? Because you know the process here, right? You can try this and apply the Eclipse. Here I am trying to add it, but for some reason, maybe let me try it. So just print this, okay? And then we can say val sum, at least I say, probably yes, I got the issue here, okay? Now I understood the problem, which the error, why I have an error. This will work, see here. I am adding this for you, Sunil, see here. You know, why I missed that, why I had an error, I have a duplicate, I'm using duplicate name, probably that should be the reason. This should work if I'm not wrong. Can you see that? Now you print this, println of map. So now you can see there, what's happening here. I try to add, I should print map 2, of course. Let me print map 2. So you can see 10 is added at the end of the list. Can you see that? So we don't have a problem. Now you can apply remaining things on this. You can do minus, you can do add, you can add multiple key values. The previous issue is, you know, right? This has to be a different variable. That's why I got an error. Okay. Now I find I got my mistake. Okay. That's my mistake. There is nothing issue with this one. Okay. Idle is perfect. Right. Is it clear for all of you, sir? All of you are good now? So you got an idea about hash map. You got an idea about list map. Tree map means, as the name says, it is used to, it will sort your key value base according to natural sorting. That's what tree map will do. That's nothing more than that. So the other one, last one map is this. You can add a program to this. Okay, no problem. The last one, tree map. Even all things are same. It is IMPL of all this three stuff. Before this, I should do one more sorted map. I have to talk about sorted map. What is a sorted map, sir? It is a child write-off map, and usually what it does is that it is used to sort elements according to natural sorting, means ascending order, and that too based on keys, because in a map always keys the very important thing. Okay, if you want to insert, if you want to remove, if you want to or if you want to anything, right? If you want to modify, update, if you want to retrieve data, anything we do with keys only. So keys are very important for us. Also, you can also apply that get method. I think you remember, right? I'll talk about it later. First, let me finish this. Sorted map, again, it is a child trait of map. Okay, it's not IMPL class. It is a child trait of okay, of map retrieval and all this stuff. And why do we need this? Right? It is used to sort elements naturally. What do you mean by naturally? Ascending order. Okay, it's something like ascending. That is one thing. Next one. What else? Other things, anyhow, key value pairs is same, and keys must be unique. Values can be duplicated. That is also fine. And here, 200% insert is not preserved for this. Okay. Okay. So tree, this don't preserve insertion. Insertion order is not preserved because it performs sorting. And one more thing is elements can be heterogeneous for what? In both the cases, like for list map and hash map, they can use heterogeneous keys and heterogeneous values. Here, I forget to add this. Both keys and values can be heterogeneous, whereas tree map should sorted map or tree map for them. For that, there is a small condition here, right? So what is that? For sorted map or tree map, your keys should be homogeneous, otherwise it leads to error. So for list map, of course, both keys and values can be heterogeneous. I forget to add this. Whereas coming to these two, what is that? Both keys, both you cannot apply both here. Here keys must be homogeneous. Okay, unique is different. Homogeneous, heterogeneous is different. Keys must be homogeneous. Of course, values can be heterogeneous. We don't have an issue with values. Okay, same thing we can apply. Same properties, whatever we have discussed for sorted, we can apply for tree. And usually we try to use implementation classes more than this traits. Okay, but still, point is, if you want, you can create an object for sorted map, and you can check the behavior. Okay, that is also there. So what do we do right now? I'm just testing directly here. Only thing is we should import that. So that importing is necessary. So here I should use what is it, sir? Should apply sorted map. Okay, now it's imported. You can see there. Then we create objects. This is enough, right? Okay, let me use this because we have a random data inside that. The key value pairs are different, a bit random, so that it's easy to analyze the sorting order. Okay, now enter it and then simply just say print ln of map. Then enter. You can see the elements are sorted here. You can see that stuff, right? Insertion order is not preserved, right? And there is a sorting. What is it? We don't have insert. Okay, this is I have to add not here. That's my mistake. Insertion order not preserved. Okay. So usually when there is a sorting, there are two things you have to keep in mind. One, as it's very clear, and it is sorting, insertion order is not preserved at all. Second thing, your keys has to be homogeneous. It cannot be heterogeneous. Suppose you see here, if you try to put some, I'll just show you. I try to put this key as some string. Okay, see this. Enter. What it's saying, no implicit ordering defined for any. because here keys must be homogeneous. It cannot be heterogeneous. Got it right? If you want, you can make values heterogeneous. Suppose you see, I can assign 1 to 2. This is an integer. I don't have a problem with this. You can see there it's created. Then you can see here now. The integer is accepted as value, and you can also have a string as well. That is heterogeneous. Point clear, right? Values can be heterogeneous, but keys is not heterogeneous. Okay, so that's the point. So two important things you have to remember about map sorted and tree is so one is insert node is not reserved. Second thing, keys must be homogeneous. Other features are as usual, and it can be dynamic as well. Both are dynamic, no doubt. When you say collection, the first thing always to remember is these are dynamic. Okay, they are growable and shipped. Okay, is that clear for all of you, sir? Anybody has any doubts on this? So same thing. Maybe if you can change this to sorted map to the tree map, and if you apply this, okay, you can enter this. Okay. But you know the reason also why I'm having it. You should import that package, otherwise it won't work, sir. So import tree map, and then what else I have to do? Just create that. You can directly put the statements in Eclipse, inside that object, inside main, and you can test it. It will work, sir. Okay. For me, the problem is what I just need to set this environment, and right. I don't want to waste your time. That's why I just shifted to this. I lost little touch with this one, but now again I got it. Right. So now finally, what is that? Tree map. Enter. So what tree map will do? What sorted map will do? Same thing will tree map also does. Why not? See, I told keys must be homogeneous. You can take keys as string. Okay, no problem. Being homogeneous is different. Okay, and having different type of data. Right? Homogeneous means all keys should be string. No issues. All keys should be integers. No issues. All keys should be decimal. No issues. That's what homogeneous is. It doesn't mean that you should stick to only integers. Got the point, right, Rohan? So I'll just show you if you want that. You can also test it. These are all simple things, right? So if you see here, suppose if I start taking this as a string, one as string, everything has to be to string. Okay. Okay, see there. Now I don't have a problem. You can see that it still works. Okay. Do you get this? I think this is clear, right? Who's that? Rohan, right? Is that clear? Okay. I think I pasted it. Now you are asking to copy and paste it. So hope you can take it. You want more? You want the other one also? Is that enough? Theory. Okay. You want theory? Okay, fine. So I'll copy. This is what we have done today. I will pass this theory to you. I don't know what's time because I am going. So we are almost there. Sir, also keep in mind nowadays, what happens is in interviews, people are asking for Java as well. It's not just Scala. So today I'm just trying to check with this the company called one company called me, and they were asking both Java and Scala, and it's for Citibank, right? They were asking for that. But so means what? You need to have even if you have Python also, it's good nowadays. So what people are expecting in big data is it's not just one language, but of course I told you clearly, if you really practice the scale up properly, you are almost done with 80% Java. Got it right? So that's it. So now we can explain Scala. How come Java? See, it's almost similar, right? Things are similar. Yeah, I'm copying it. I'm pasting it. Okay. I'm pasting for you. You see that? Okay, this is about this structure. We have almost finished the hierarchy, sir. Before going to stop this session today, I think you got complete theory there. See that? I have a few questions for all of you. Are you ready to answer this? So first one, sequence versus set versus, and the other one is map. Can you give me a few updates on this? Let's have a quick, like a table kind of discussion here. I will add few features. Tell me how it works, how list behaves, all that stuff. One is dynamic insertion order, okay, and then so might be you can take underlying data structures. For now, it's I'm avoiding. I'm taking high level features first, okay. So then homogeneous or heterogeneous. So homogeneous or heterogeneous. Then insertion order is there, homogeneous is there. Then what about that unique? Whether you have unique or duplicates. Do you have unique data? UNIQ unique duplicates. Okay. And what else we can add here? So this is right, and how this data is right. These are the basic features, whether it is dynamic and whether insertion order is preserved or not, whether it is homogeneous or heterogeneous, whether it allows unique or duplicate values. That's it. So first thing, just say yes or no. Is sequence dynamic? Yes for everything here. All right, all these are yes, right? So that I am adding here. The other stuff you can answer also. Okay. Sorry. I have to write it in horizontal. I am not in vertical form. Okay. So here, yes there, and here also yes, here also yes. What about insertion order in sequence, sir? Insertion order in sequence. Yes, sir. Is it preserved or is it not?
Preserved. Preserved.
Oh, yeah. So what about others, sir? Insertion order in sequence is preserved. Yes. Okay. Yes means preserved, no means not preserved. Okay. That's it. And set, what about set? Except that list set. Okay. All other, for all other set objects, insertion order is not preserved. We can say no, except for what? We can say we can take except list set because that don't preserve insertion order. Okay. That will preserve insertion order. I'm sorry. So what about map? No, it doesn't preserve insertion order. Even set don't preserve insert except list set. Similarly here, except what? List map. Correct. What about this one? Homogeneous or heterogeneous? Is sequence. What about sequence? Oh, all sequence classes are, what is it, sir? Homo or hetero here? You can come up with the answer here. I will put it as the right heterogeneous and homogeneous directly, because instead of saying yes or no, insertion order is preserved. No for this. Okay, dynamic, all these are fine. So sequence allows all heterogeneous elements. Set allows all heterogeneous except for tree set. You know, right? Why? Because tree set should be homogeneous. All are hetero except what's that? Except tree set, because you know the reason also why, because tree set sorts elements according to natural sorting. So that's why. And even also in map, all keys and values can be same, can be hetero, except which one? Except tree map. In tree map, right, keys must be unique. I mean, sorry, not unique. Of course, that is there. Also, one more thing is keys must be homogeneous here, right? If it is a map here, got it. Next one. So, is sequence the sequence needs unique elements? No. Does set needs unique elements? Yes. Does map needs unique elements? Only in case of tree map, keys must be unique. Okay. Only in tree map, keys has to be unique. I think we have a clear idea about that. Keys must be unique. And the last one, duplicates. Can sequence can have duplicates? Yes. Can set have duplicates? No, except which one? Except is set. Is set can have duplicates. No, sorry. I'm sorry. This is actually the core feature of set. Set never allow duplicates. Okay. Insertion order is preserved in list set. That's all. And what about map? Keys always must be unique. Okay. So we can say duplicates are not allowed for keys, but values can be duplicated. Okay, this must be unique. So these are all important high-level observations. Values can be duplicated. I think all of you are clear, right, sir? All of you are clear now. This is a simple, a small table-like structure, just to get a quick idea about the basic high-level understanding of the whole hierarchy or data structures. Got it? Is that clear for all of you, sir? Okay. Should I put except reset here? Thank you. Somebody is suggesting. Thank you. Thanks for correcting. Harish, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I corrected it, Harish. Thank you. All of you are clear, right? Is everything clear for all of you, sir? So finally, we can say we are done with the collection hierarchy. Now we are ready for the next, the Boolean job. We need to do a workaround on this, because if you directly, we can now go to the next topic. Just quickly discussing mutable hierarchy ones, because it's same for mutable. There won't be big difference. Got it? I have pasted. I'm not sure if it comes in the same order, but you can take it, Madhu. Right? Is that clear for all of you, sir? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So hope we have almost covered at least the major. This is one of the major topics. Still, we will do workarounds. So on Saturday or Sunday, we'll spend some more time and we'll try to solve as many problems as possible. That's going to help you in Spark also. It's not like so right now, right in the market, all of you know, sir, because all you are working people. There is nothing I need to tell to you people, okay? But point is, one technology that has the right, at least one technology where at least we have some hope is big data. I don't say even cloud is also good, sir. Why big data has the positive hope is because nowadays when you have corona, when everybody is switching to the digital, then automatically the data is there. When you have data, because if everybody has to do the online thing, then there is a lot of data coming through different sources. Then automatically big data has a need. People need to depend on big data. Right? Many companies nowadays are switching to the big data. That's why, right? this is having a lot of demand in the market. Many people don't know, sir. I am not downsizing anything. I am not comparing. But if you talk about data science, people, there is a lot of hype in the market. But in the company, you can check in your companies also. See how many big data projects are there, how many data science projects. Hardly there will be no practice at all. But if it is a big data, you can expect at least some 7-8 projects. You know, at least in our company also that is the same. We have just a data science. What is that? Data science practice. We don't have data science projects. This happens in many companies, and yet still people don't know the reality. They were paying lakhs of rupees and going up. But this is the one where we have good package as well as good what is that opportunities. Still, like for the next 5 to 10 years, definitely big data will grow in multiple folds. So if you can learn it properly and if you can improve yourself, so there is a lot of opportunities. Right, and it is also challenging. It's not like people like what other people think. It's not that you know, right? It's not so that simple. It is also challenging because you have everything in this. You have programming, you have querying, you have database thing. Okay, you have no database like HBase. You have databases like Hive and all this stuff. Still, you can directly integrate many other databases like Oracle, MySQL. All that stuff can be integrated with this big data. Understood? So I'm just trying to tell you like how big data is emerging nowadays, right? So if you can spend some time and work on it, it's going to help everyone. Okay, that's all, sir, for today. Do you have any questions? Anybody has any questions? All of you are good now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good night. We'll meet tomorrow, sir. Thanks for sorry, some of our time, I didn't check my this thing, my environment. So otherwise I would have made it today itself. So you should excuse me. Right, good night.